Good morning. As you can tell, this is day 3, or video 3. As I will explain, this is the 4th day. For those who have listened to my radio shows, I particularly try my hardest not to do nothing on Sunday. Sunday is a day of God and a day of family. Now, you can believe it or not, but that's the way I am. You ain't getting no videos or no tweets, and I don't care if you like me or not, and you drop off the Twitter or not. They come, they go, they come, they go, they come, they go, they come, they go. Don't bother me none. I'm here to give you information. So as I'm sitting here reading, I don't want to sit here and talk about regular news. It's the same old junk every day. And I've been thinking about my snowflake show. I actually think I'm going to be changing it soon. Because snowflaking was one thing. See, it was about the wussification of America that actually got corrupted into the word snowflake because they're white, fluffy, and it just floats around everywhere. Really no commonality to a sense of a brain. Oh well. I guess it's easier to listen to somebody telling you what it thinks and for you to agree by it by your limited mind of how you live. There's a bigger picture out there. For example, gotta put these back on again. I am 51, you know. Now, as we're sitting here, I can sit here and I can read these charts. And just to show you what I mean, these are charts. Now, these charts are timelines. That's right, they're timelines of the Earth. Imagine this. We actually got information from when the Earth was born to all the way now. Now, one commonality that they all have here is that they start our timeline for global warming at one of the most destructive points of the Earth. And this is the example that really drives me nuts about people on how they try to manipulate facts and theories. Now, I'm not disputing scientists that say that global warming ain't happening. On the contrary. But if you look at the evidence of the Earth and stop being so malignant in your thinking, okay? Because you cannot take this much of the Earth's history and decide what global warming is when it was this long. You can't even see it. See? It goes on and on. It's still going. Why? Because it's a still living, breathing machine. It's an organism. It lives. It grows. It's not a dead cell or a dead planet. If you want to see one of them, look at the moon. See? Moon, dead. Nothing. Dead. Okay? That's it. We're not. We're green. 2 things I know about physics. An engine gets hot. When it gets hot, it creates energy, heat. Both of them are what make a magnetic field. So the molten earth and how it regurgitates itself and melts and heats up and melts and heats up and it wobbles back and forth, and the friction in that is an engine. It causes it to come back and forth, which puts the magnetic shield above us that keeps the radiation from us burning. Okay, it's not the sun or the heat that burns us. It's the radiation from the energy coming from the sun and the distance that we are at from it. Some months it will be a little bit more than others because we'll be closer to the sun than others. Because we don't go in a perfect circle. It's not the same all the time. It's more oval. See, we going back and forth. Little science, history, because they obviously don't teach it no more. Now, as this rotation happens, if you only take that little bit of a sliver of a time and you're calculating global warming on it, well, your facts are going to be wrong. They'll be right for this time period, but it won't be right for the time of the Earth. See the difference? Earth was all the way going up to here to this time period. And what happened this time period? It got bombarded. We got hit. Asteroids come flying out of the space, come down, hit the planet, turned everything into this big nuclear waste. No sun, no light, trees dying, acid rain, dinosaurs falling off, everything dying off. Now, from that time before that, all the way to the beginning, we was hot. The average planet at that time was 97 degrees. So if we look at the Earth's actual temperature, 3/4 of the Earth's life was 97 degrees or higher. Wait a minute. I thought global warming was supposed to kill everything. It burns everything up. No, you see, that's the ozone layer shield that they keep having on there. But just think of this. If you burn 3/4 of the methane gas wouldn't go up into the air. It would be nothing but heat. Oh, and another fact too. You can get rid of every car in the world and it would not solve the methane problem. For one, there's methane pockets all through the earth that have more than enough methane to destroy anything that we could possibly fix in 1,000 years. There's methane pockets out there in the ocean that could pop right now that could sink a ship. Think about it. You got one of them big aircraft carriers coming straight out through there. You can hit one of those methane pockets, actually just pop. While you're over top of it, all those bubbles push up everything up under there and pushes the pressure down so much it sinks the ship. Straight to the bottom. Boop! Matter of minutes. Wouldn't even take nothing. 1 minute it'd be there. Gone. That's it. That's a natural phenomenon that this planet has from the over-decaying and other decays of other past parts of the earth. Okay? Another thing. A misconception. I get tired of hearing this. Oil is not oil. It did not come from the trees. It did not come from the coal and all that stuff like that. It was a virus that used to eat that stuff. Okay? At one time, it was a living slime. Yum, 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 yum. Eating up all the garbage. Transforming it into what we now use as a fossil fuel. But if we didn't use that fossil fuel and it would sink down enough, where would that fossil fuel be going to anyways? back into the molten earth or the fuel for the fire of our furnace. See, it is hot down there. It has to stay hot. If that core gets any colder, we die. So the whole point that I'm trying to make is that little time that they're trying to rape from, after the asteroid already hit us, the whole planet was 97 degrees. That means the North and the South Pole were tropical lands. They had trees, animals living there. Now, there was enough land there for all these big-ass dinosaurs and big trees and ferns that was big as houses. So that's another point, too. Your food supply will not dissipate. It will not burn up. It will not go away. It became tropical because the heat causes evaporation. And when the world is 3/4 of water, it evaporates more. Turns more rain goes into more use becomes more production, more ozone layer gets made. That's why the dinosaurs had to have such big long necks to get to the top of those trees just to get to eat some leaves, because they was plant eaters. Think about it. So vegetation in that will grow bigger. Everything that you hear is a lie. These people, it just makes my head hurt. These people just don't understand. And they make a judgment based on what they want to believe to tell you is true. So you will think the way that they want you to think. This whole system that they got has been manipulated so badly, a normal person couldn't even think naturally. And what I mean by naturally is that you question things. To understand if a theory works or your hypothesis of anything, it has to be tested, questioned, examined, ripped apart. And you got to try to find any hole and every hole in it to see what fits. So this thing about global warming is bullshit. It's just another way for them to try to scare you into a situation that's not factual but meets their means of manipulation, to allow them to control your way of thinking, your thoughts, or your life. Global warming was placed on the fear of your children that if you didn't do something now, you could be killing them. One thing God gave us that nobody understood: the ability to adapt. This planet can get hit again, and unless the planet rips in two, we got the knowledge, the technical ability to save us. Yes, we'll lose a lot of people. That is not no lie there. But we can dig underground. We can make our own lights up. We can use alternative sources. We will return. We ain't going to be extinguished. That is already clear. Unless we extinguish ourselves. Instead of trying to fix something that we don't understand, how about trying to understand the whole picture and not just take a piece of the picture to fit your narrative? If you go to the common conclusion of all the evidence from the time that the earth is until now, the Ice Age is the disaster that we are still living in and just now starting to come out of. There ain't supposed to be polar coldness. This planet was never cold. It was always hot. It was tropical. Warm everywhere. Trees everywhere. Birds everywhere. It thrived. Don't be scared of changes. Especially when the planet's trying to right itself back. And believe me, if it gets too hot, it needs to replace the shield. It's going to blow some hurricanes. It needs some more land for its engine to melt. It's going to cause some earthquakes and some cities are going to fall in the ocean. Needs to release some pressures. A volcano will come out of the sea and there comes another island. You are not in control of Mother Earth. You're just a part of her. Understand that. Respect her. I'm not saying go out there and cause the extra pollution. I'm not saying go out there and throw plastics that can't be developed into the ground. And I'm not saying don't stop using plastic. It's a renewable source. There shouldn't be no plastic going back into the ground. Take it, melt it, remake something else. New plastic. Plastic, 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 plastic. Goes back one way, comes back another. A renewable source. Metal, steels, junk cars. Melt them down. Remake new. See? Tires. Oh, we need garden hoses to feed the water. Come on, get it down there. See, I mean, there's solutions to every problem. It's not money worth, or it might defeat the narrative that somebody is trying to give you. And that's what I think I'm going to be starting my new shows on. These laws that are being made and forced to be placed upon us. What are they doing? What is their true effect? You know, the snowflaking and the crying is all over. Now we're at the second stage, where it's actual socialism attacking. Have you seen Venezuela? The latest and greatest. One of the richest. Down to the poorest where they're fighting. How about France? Lovely part. The town of love. What? Yeah, for the past, 3 months now? Riots, ripping apart, global warming effects killing the people. Not the effects of the global warming itself, the effects of the institutions and what they're applying on it. So is it more or less to save the planet? Because they're not making the whole world do it. They're allowing everybody else to catch up slowly. To more or less industrialize their countries to catch up to the rest of us while we have to suffer. Ain't that just another distribution of countries' wealth to other countries that don't have no wealth? Because of their inadequacies, of them wanting to lead their people the right way, or because they wanted to be greedy or hold power or be nameful like Kim Jong and all them. And everybody stop getting on Putin. Putin just wants to be the man that saves communism because it's a failed system and everything is falling apart. And the whole world was just about ready to start turning it. Now you see England and European and everything, one of the greatest desperations of people in the world being overrun, lives destroyed. Nobody knows anything over there anymore. Nobody can trust anybody over there anymore. They're not getting along. The crime issues, the rape issues, and the voluntary issues of where women are getting hurt is all gone. For what? Global warming? Free borders? The destruction of this human civilization to where only a small group of people are telling you how to live or where to go. This ain't snowflaking no more. This ain't about global warming. This is about the communist nation wide that turned worldwide to where a few people who think they're intellectually smarter than you, either because you believe in a God, which they feel that you shouldn't. These people actually believe that they got the power and the understanding above everyone else, that you don't got the capability to manage or live your own life. Point blank. You want a stronger magnet up there? You let your engine get hotter. Produces more energy. It fixes stuff. You want the ozone to fix up? We're scientists. We know exactly every chemical that's in that ozone. How about those scientists start fixing it? Like figuring out how to put those chemicals back up there so they can rebond. There's a problem. There's a solution to the problem. You don't need to hurt people to keep it going. Bottom line. And just think, if the planet got a lot warmer, how much energy wouldn't we need? How much work and business and everything else that would be put out of the lives of people telling you how to control your life? I mean, think about it. Are you supposed to be paying for water that's yours? Do you really think that you own the land that you're living on? I don't care if you pay for it or not. Do you think you own it? Since when was slavery alright? How can you own a living thing? And the earth is living. We're here on the generosity of our mother. That's it. See, common knowledge. Facts. You're dead. You're going to die. You ain't going to own nothing. There's nothing on this earth that's ever going to be yours that you're going to take with you when you go. Your soul or your spirit, the living energy, first law of science, that you cannot destroy. It can be transformed. It can be moved. It can go in a lot of thousand ways. It cannot be destroyed. You cannot destroy energy. Every living soul, plant, animal, tree, everything. This goes for PETA too. Okay, when you're eating a pea, you're eating a baby life form. Okay, it's no different than eating a cow. Got it? There ain't no difference between life. So you sitting there thinking that you can eat beans and carrots and everything else like that, and you're not hurting the soul. Well, you're still eating the babies of the damn plants. The plants have a life soul. Take your ore picture of an animal, take an ore picture of a tree, you'll see both of them have energy. Point blank. Bye, PETA. You're a simple waste of the time. What you are saying is that we don't eat this type of living life form, but you can kill this life form over here. Murder's murder, man. We're cannibals. This is how we have to survive. It's the strongest that will survive. That's why God gave us the brain to adapt. And he didn't say to be stupid. He didn't say waste everything that we have. That's stupid. And that right there will be the destruction of us. Is to waste what we have. And the most important thing that we have is common sense, the ability to adapt and learn from our mistakes. So start using your history, the whole history, not just this little bit. People, global warming's a farce. Okay? They want to stay cold so they can keep controlling your life. Just think. All this place back to a tropical. No more heat. 3/4 of all that problem is gone. Might need some electricity to keep us cool. Have fans. Come on, man, think about it. I'd rather be worried about keeping myself a little cold than freezing like a iceberg in the middle of a vortex that shouldn't be even on the planet. It's only been here because we got beat up by an asteroid that killed all the dinosaurs that allowed us to evolve. We grew up in a time when it was ice. We had to learn how to kill animals. So everything was dying at the same time we was coming while this ice age was coming. Why? Because the planet got so cold. Why? Because it got hit by a 6-mile meteor. Think about that. Size of Rhode Island coming down. Pop. How many thousand miles per hour? Okay, guys, we don't even got the nuclear power right now to do that. I think it might take every single nuclear power plant that we got, plus all the bombs, at one explosion. But, it's the same thing. If it wouldn't have been for that impact, we would have never had an ice age. And that's a fact. So, maybe somebody knew we needed all this stuff to make this planet hotter again. So it didn't die and become a cold cell. Just a note. A thought. Who knows? I'm crazy. I like to read a lot. I don't listen to people. I'd rather see and read what they got than anything else at all. Words always come from somebody's mouth. It's the actions or how those words were used. Did it help us or not? That's the question. Is it a lie or is it not? And who is telling you what the facts are when you, yourself, should be looking for them? Oh, there's the third one. You can yell at me this time, because I did it again. I just hate fake, farcy thinking. If you're so manipulative and so pious and malignant, and you believe that you got the audacity to think that you know better for all, well, God bless you. But you can kiss my ass on the door on the way out. Bye-bye.